We are looking at all versions. That includes accident, murder, any other version. Now, we cannot say for sure that this was a terrorist attack or another type of crime. We are conducting an investigation and will keep you informed.
Now, the Tajik government says it knows the culprits of an attack on 4 tourists who were on a cycling trip last week. Officials are pointing the finger at an opposition party outlawed by the government. The tourists were killed when they were run down by a car in the country's south. The government's announcement of blame sparked controversy, though, since Daesh took credit for the attack. So, is the government trying to make its political opponents a scapegoat? Well, let's ask Mahmudjon Faizrahmonov. He's a spokesman for the party being blamed, the Islamic Renaissance Party, and he joins us now from exile in Vienna. Thanks so much for speaking to us. Now, the question, first of all, is why is the ruling party blaming you?
Thanks for the time given to me. First of all, I want to say that we have condemned, strongly condemned the attack, and also our condolences to the families of the victims and to the countries whose citizens became the victims of this shameful event. And we are so sorry that this happened in our beloved country. Why the government blames the IRPT? It is, I have two answers for this. First of all, the government of Tajikistan, when banned the party, expected that the Islamic Revival Party would be wiped out of the political sense in Tajikistan. But the reality is that the Islamic Revival Party, with the leadership of Mr. Muhyiddin Kabiri, has re-established since the last 3 years on the, and is very active in social media, in other aspects. And the Islamic Revival Party has kept the relations with the governments and the countries, especially the countries of the region.
So would they, do you think they feel threatened by you? Sorry to interrupt. Do they feel threatened by you? Is this why they're blaming you?
Just because of the popularity of the party, that the party has, after the crackdown on September 2015, has re-established itself. And also the government of Tajikistan, by blaming the party in this tragedy, wants to give a message to the Western countries that these people are terrorists and big carriers, and following the ban of the Islamic Revival Party in 2017, many, yes.
I want to ask you,
yes.
ISIS has claimed responsibility for this attack, so why doesn't the government believe them? Why is there this confusion?
Because the government of Tajikistan wants to use this tragedy for political purpose, just to silence this peaceful opposition working in exile. This is they want.
Okay. Now, Tajikistan has said that 2018 is the year of tourism. How can you convince people that want to come to your country that, let's be fair, it's not very well known? How would you convince them? How would you convince me? I'm a runner. I also like cycling. How would you convince me to come to your country, given what has just happened, given all this confusion about who's behind it?
Yeah, unfortunately, the people of Tajikistan are, very hospitable nation, and we want more tourists come to our country. But unfortunately, if you see the government, when the government use this tragedy, attack on tourists for political purpose, this shows that, unfortunately, this shows that the government is not serious in handling the terrorism and fighting with terrorism. So these allegations made against the party, this shows that unfortunately the government is not so serious in this. But we as a nation, we want another thing that we have risks of terrorism in Tajikistan.
Okay.
We have many problems in Tajikistan, but just it is the government that wants
Mahmudjon,
to use this. Yes.
I'm afraid we've run out of time. I would love to speak to you more. Thank you very much for speaking to us on The Newsmakers.